All right. Looks like we're live.
Hi.
Hi. How are you?
Good.
Great. So, yeah, looks like got some viewers. Nice. About 11 people. So, hello, everyone. Thanks
Hi.
for tuning in today. Today, we're going to be playing with Postman today. So, let's do some intros, I guess, first.
Sure.
I'll let my guest introduce herself.
Ooh, my guest.
Joyce Postman.
Yeah. So I'm Joyce. I work at Postman as a developer advocate. I'm based in San Francisco, and I'm excited to be a guest on your live stream.
Yeah, it's great. So thanks for coming. I appreciate the time. So Joyce and I have been speaking for a couple of weeks now about Postman and CircleCI. And one of the things we're going to do today is kind of walk people through using Postman. Just to give you a little background on me, well, let me introduce myself. I forgot to do that. So I'm Angel Rivera, for those of you that don't know. I'm a developer advocate for CircleCI. And we're doing these live streams, to kind of, in the era of COVID, we don't get out and do our conference thing anymore or our meetup thing anymore in person. So we
Angel,
decided.
where are you based?
Oh, I'm out of South Jersey, right outside of Philadelphia.
Cool.
And yeah, so we don't get to do that anymore, and now we're inviting folks that we know in the community and partner up with to come on and play with some tools and teach each other and others how to use them, right? So
yeah, now we get to interact with people. Whoever's in the chat, tell us where you're from too. I'm curious where people are tuning in from.
Oh, right. So anyway, yeah, well, they do that. I want to give a little background on like what we're going to do today. This may be a little simple for folks, but I don't know if you're using Postman already. But what I wanted to say was I used this tool so much throughout my career. Actually, I remember when it was just a project, and it was like a cool little tool to help me build my software against APIs, because back in the day there wasn't that many except for curl requests, and those were pain in the butt, and then you had to save every command and every variable that you had. It was a whole. I used to write bash scripts to do this stuff, right? And then came along this tool that was really simple. It was just a little GUI that you could save these things into a collection, which is a JSON file. Anyway, I used that tool as when it first came out. It's just a client, right? It was just a thing you installed and a little GUI, and it worked really well. But over time, I started seeing little bits kind of show up in the tool as I kept upgrading it. Like there was like a little satellite looking dish, right, sending out this thing, and then a refresh wheel showed up, and I'm like, what are those things? I just didn't have time. I didn't want to like have time to learn new things. But after speaking with Joyce for a few, I started digging into it, and it turns out they've built collaboration features, right? So all those little bits were collaboration features that enable people to share their API collections. And then it started stacking. I just started looking at it some more, and you have the features for like debugging, mocking up APIs, automation, testing, monitoring even, right? That's pretty cool. So I definitely want to pick your brain, Jackie, today. And
Joyce.
I'm sorry, Joyce.
It's okay.
I just did that a few minutes ago. Yeah, it's going to happen.
No worries.
Sorry,
yeah,
Joyce.
It sounds like you got started with Postman in the super early days. And
oh, yeah. It was like super new. Like
I talk to people and they get overwhelmed by all the different like bells and whistles. So we'll take it pretty slow today, knowing that there's a lot of stuff to explore, but we only have this one live stream.
Yeah, of course. But one of the things I wanted to talk about was I guess, let's like kind of the flow for today. So what I wanted to do is learn a little bit more about the collaboration pieces, and also this Newman CLI, which is really interesting for me because I can leverage that tool now within my CI/CD pipelines, right? So real quickly, did you want to like describe Newman real quick, and then we're going to show it later? But
Newman gets a lot of community love. It's an open source command line runner. So if you're not really familiar with some of Postman's testing features and you're like, why the heck would I need Newman? But once people discover Newman, it really opens up a lot of doors. So you can use it as a node library in a script, or you can use it just from the command line. And Newman, fun fact, is up,
Seinfeld.
Yeah, it's a Seinfeld reference. You got it.
So I got to dig in a little bit because I like Seinfeld. So why did they call it Newman? Is there like a backstory to that, or
solely because he's the postman in Seinfeld?
Ah,
yeah.
I was like, oh, I didn't even get that. All right, that totally makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, if anyone's watching, can you maybe say if you use Postman?
Yeah, like
I'd be interested.
I mean, we have some things that we're going to build today, but I'd be curious to see how familiar people are with Postman or Newman specifically.
Yeah. So yeah, let's start. I guess. I mean, I have a blank screen, so I think before you even start coding, you should know what you're going to write. I guess API tests against, or at least write your API collection against. So let me share my screen, and then.
And we're collaborating today. You created a team and you invited me, so I can watch what you're doing on my machine here.
Oh, great. All right. So can everybody see that? I think so, right? Let me hide this little silly thing. Cool. So yeah, so for those of you that don't know, I work at CircleCI. CircleCI is a continuous integration, continuous delivery tool. And what we do is we enable developers to basically build, test, and deploy their code using automation, right? So if you're familiar with CI/CD platforms, we are one of the fastest ones out there and one of the easiest to kind of use and ramp up with. But with that, CircleCI has been around for a couple years now. So we're sitting on a ton of data based on people's builds. So that data enables folks, that we have, enables folks to figure out what segments or pipelines are failing and build jobs, right? So it gives you a lot of insight into how the performance of your build. So the idea behind continuous integration, continuous delivery, is to build software at a fast clip, right? At a fast rate. And the way you do that is by optimizing how your builds are performed in the system, right? And when you're doing that, as you build software and grow your team, those builds take longer and longer. And they also cost you a little bit more money because you're using more resources on the platform. So the idea behind the Insights API is to basically feed data back to the organization or the users, right, via an API, so that they can get performance metrics on what's happening with the builds. So you can kind of get API level data at a very high level. So aggregate, right? Like, so a pipeline is the topmost structure inside of the CircleCI universe. So the pipeline is basically I would say not a label, but an object, the highest level object. And then within that, you have a pipeline, and then you have workflows. And then within those workflows are jobs, right? So there's a hierarchy there. So at the top level of a workflow, you can get performance information, right? And that's what this API is. So whenever you're going to build stuff against APIs, Postman is a great tool to kind of figure out and stub out your API calls, right? So before you even write code, you want to make sure you're familiar with the data. I struggled with this all throughout my career when I first started playing with RESTful APIs. Like I said, we were using curl requests, and you can imagine here's a curl request right here. Let me zoom in on that a little bit. I'm sure I try to, at least. There you go.
Today, folks, we're going to learn about curl.
Well, no, but so tools like Postman help with not writing curl, right? So you don't have to do all this really funky stuff and create what do you call it? Stubs in Bash or anything like that. With Postman, you can literally, do it graphically. Has a nice interface. Has a lot of features for headers, parameters, right? And it's a nice way to kind of architect the calls that you're going to make in your program and test them as well, right? Make sure that the data is coming back the way you expect it. So what I'm showing here is basically our documentation for the Insights API, which is what we're going to use today, just to because I really want to kind of highlight what we're doing with Insights, and I think it's a great. I'm not very familiar with it, so this would be a great kind of candidate to play with Postman with, right?
Yeah, this is kind of meta. The Insights API returns insights or reporting and metrics about your builds and about your CI, and yet we're going to be testing that API
right.
and the CI and the deployment of that API. It's kind of meta.
Right. So I guess since I already started a project, I invited Joyce to it. And like I said, she's going to hook me up with a lot of this stuff, especially with the collaboration piece. I already played with this API a little bit, so I guess we should just jump into the CircleCI Postman workspace.
Yeah, and it looks like Just One More Try is pretty much a Newman expert using some custom reporting, HTML extra, Danny Dainton's HTML extra report template. So if I get stuck, Just One More Try, you got to help me out. All right, let's do it.
Nice. Cool. So yeah, I already created a workspace and I invited you, right? You're a part of it. You can see it. And let's look at, I guess, the first call. Let's start with a GET request for this, which is basically the Insights aggregated workflow, right? So it gets you summary metric for a project's workflow. So a project is a repo in CircleCI. And if you look at the one thing I will say with this project slug, these are kind of going to be based on the project itself. So what we're going to do there is look at we need the version control slug. What this is CircleCI it integrates with GitHub, and it also integrates with Bitbucket. So that's what the version control slug is for. So it's either going to be GH Golf Hotel or BB for Bitbucket, and then the org name is going to be your your GitHub kind of handle or organization handle, and then the repo name obviously, right, is the code. So what I want to do is leverage before we even get into wiring that stuff up. We already know we're going to need these bits of information, right? Version control, org name, and repo name. And then we're also going to need the endpoint, which we have to hit, which, all right, our authentication endpoint. So we know that this is, I guess we're going to use, this guy here. That's our URL for the endpoint. So there's a few things that we should I guess put them in environment variables, right, Joyce?
Yeah, you can put them in a variable.
That's a good way to start, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. So what I'm going to do is, or can you do it as well? While can I see your adjustments on my screen or no?
Yes, you can. I think you're in a personal workspace now, though.
Oh, okay. Let me invite you to that.
But you can actually just import that curl request if you want to create or are we working off of the existing collection?
We're going to create all of this new, right? So let me invite you first if I need to, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that way. So Joyce, you're already on my team, so there you go.
And you have to
I need to add. That's okay. And then I think we're good, right? So I'll send you an invite. Oh, I forgot to select the role. I am not permitted. Why would I not be permitted? Let's try that again. All right. Add, and then I need to select a role for you. Make you an admin.
Okay.
There you go. If not, we can switch to your screen too, so you can kind of.
Yeah, or and now I have to wait for an email to arrive, and I have to.
Oh, okay. So why don't I
there.
start, and then you can tell me when you get it.
Sure.
All
Oh
right.
wait, actually, never mind. I see it.
Awesome.
And
So
we're starting from scratch, right?
yeah, we'll just
Okay.
start from scratch.
Yeah.
So so yeah, right. Obviously, we're gonna create environment variables. Now, I believe you can create global, right? Which if you click this one, it's going to be available throughout all the Postman workspaces and projects.
It'll be limited to the workspace that you're in.
Workspace
across all collections.
Okay, cool. So, all right. So let's go ahead and like just do a right local one, I guess. For now.
Let's add an environment.
All right, cool. And then we'll just call this CircleCI Insights, I guess. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the first thing I want to do is I like to put those endpoint URLs in. So we'll just say URL, or sorry, API URL, something like that.
Okay.
And then what was the value? Yeah, here it is. I thought I copied it. Just want to make sure. And then we're just going to paste that. Boom.
Yep.
So what's the difference between initial value and current value? Like I noticed that earlier.
Yeah. So the initial value is going to be shared across the team if we're in a team workspace, which we are. So I can actually go in there and see initial value. If you wanted to keep something really secret, like right now, API URL, I need that, right? I need that to run the request.
Sure.
But if you had an API key and you didn't want to share it with me, only put it in current value. Yeah.
Oh, that's cool. Good. All right, and I guess the next one, let's look back and see what we need. So we need that project slug, which is based off of these three things, which is VCS slug, org name, and repo name. So I know we're going to be working with this project. So let me go back one. So I know that it's going to be, this is my org name, or organization or personal handle, and then the repo name. Okay, cool. So I'm going to go back to the thing there, and we're going to say, well, let's say VCS, which is version control, and that's going to be GitHub. So we'll put a GH value there. Okay. The next one's going to be org name, which is a GitHub handle, and that's punk data.
Nice.
And then the last one was repo. There you go. And that was Node.js CircleCI. Cool. So those four environment variables are there, but we're missing the most important one, right? And that is to authenticate. So with CircleCI, you need to create a parameter named CircleCI token. Mm-hmm. And then, right, so we're going to have to create an environment variable with a secret token. So I don't want to share that with everyone, but what I'm going to do is let's create a new one, I guess. Yeah, and I'll just use it while we're here. So in CircleCI, actually, I could do it from here. So this is the CircleCI platform. When you want to create API tokens against the CircleCI system, I'll create a temporary one and then kill it later. Let me go back one.
This is risky business.
That's okay. I trust the crowd. What are they going to do? Burn my minutes up? That's okay.
There's a question for you from Mikey. Can you use NFairs?
Are you, Mikey, are you talking about, I know that guy. I think he works at Circle. Oh. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So in the GUI, can you, Joyce? Can you use in the GUI environment variables from the machine? I don't think so, right?
I don't understand what you're saying. In Postman, we just set up environment variables.
Yeah. So like, yeah. Those don't translate into the GUI, but in Newman you can, because I've done it and I'm gonna do it.
No, we're using them. We're using them in the GUI as well as Newman.
No. So he's saying like, so the host machine, that we're running this on, like my computer,
Yeah.
you know, has environment variables.
Oh, like
Yeah.
at the OS or yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Right,
OS
yeah.
level. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what Mikey's talking about. But anyway, so what with Newman, yes, because it's command line. In the graphical, I haven't tried, but I don't see how you would be able to, right? Like,
can you access them if it's like a local server? There's a way to do that, but I mean, it's not in the GUI.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, we're gonna say no to that in the GUI. In the command line for sure. All right, Mike. Anyways, so where was I? Okay, yeah. Circle token. Right, here we go. All right, so we just put a circle. And then let me grab a new one. That's what I was gonna do. All right, so for my project, project settings. So as you can see, right, that was the Node.js project. And what I'm doing here is basically setting up environment variables and stuff for that. In this one here, as you can see here, there is none. So what I'm going to do is, wait, no, my bad. I need to create API permissions. Here we go. So yeah, so what I want to do is, yeah, I think I need build. I'll just do all for now. Who cares? And then we're going to call this Postman demo API. Kill later. All right, great. So now I have an API token. And then I go back to the Postman, and I'm going to post it.
Yep. So you put it in initial value, so I'll be able to see that token as well.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Right. I see what you're saying. So if I take it out of here and put it here, you won't see it.
Correct. Yeah.
Because we're collaborating. So that's cool.
Yeah.
But it's okay if you see it. I'm okay with that.
You just gave me all the permissions too.
Yeah, it's all good. Everyone who's watching has all the permissions if they screenshotted it. But anyway, so now we've created this thing, right? This environment variable. And I think we're done, right?
Yeah. So if you
can double check it. Oh, wait.
Oh.
No, it's there. It takes a minute. Woo, and cancel, right?
Yeah, cancel.
And then
go
escape.
ahead and close that, and you have to select it from that drop down now.
Right. Yeah. So now I'm telling Postman to use those environment variables, right?
Yep.
Cool. So great. So we basically went back. I know I'm doing a lot of jumping around, but it's initially how you build APIs, right? So we've got the authentication in there. Well, not yet, but we have an environment variable for it. And then now we can start like working with getting some information, right? So let's do the summary metrics for our project's workflows. So we're going to need this slug a little bit, right? We're going to need that, like those bits. So let's just copy that. And I'm just looking at, and then we're going to need a branch, which is fine. And that is it's not required, but it is required to get data, because there is no data on my master branch for this. I don't push a lot to master on these demos. So I'm just trying to make sure I get it. Okay, so it's a string. All right, cool. And then this is a parameter. Awesome. So we're going to jump over to creating a new collection, right?
Yep. And the collection is just going to be like a folder to persist the requests that we're building out.
Right. It's kind of like a container or a label, right, for all of your stuff. Yep. All right. So let's just call this, let's call it Insights API. I don't really care. Insights API. And then, yeah, you can add some pretty cool stuff here. Now, while I'm building this collection, should I start with like an authorization header?
What is the auth type here?
It's going to be an API key, I think.
Yeah, so if you set it at the collection level, then this is the parent, and anything that's a child, like a request, would inherit that auth.
Unless you change it in the, right? So it'll, let's do it at the high level, right?
Okay.
So I think we called it circle token. And then the value is going to be, since we have an environment variable, right? Look at that. Nice. This, I don't remember this when I was using it.
No.
I was old school for real. Wow. Okay, cool.
Does capitalization matter for the key?
We'll find out.
Okay. All right.
But so that's cool. So you could add it as a query parameter too, which, yeah. All right, that's nice. Okay, cool. Wow, I'm learning some new stuff already. Cool. So basically we have our collection with no requests, right?
Yep.
And then, oh, wow, you can run them. Cool. So we'll just close this right now.
Okay. We have an empty collection.
Empty collection. All right. So what I like to do is always, so when this should be a get, right? So when I'm working with the documentation, I always like to get like something like that, so I know what I'm doing. How do you name your requests?
I name mine in human words.
Okay.
Because like Postman will put get there, you'll be able to see the route, but it's however you like to work.
Okay. Well, we'll go with my way. How's that?
Okay, sounds good. Sounds good.
Thanks. No, I just wanted to know. Like, I'm curious how other people work, and like I said, I'm old school, so we'll check it out. So wait, that's it then, right? I just need to do nothing.
Yeah. So highlight.
Okay, select it. I got you.
Yeah.
So if I had another collection, I could pick where to save this request to, right?
Yep.
Nice. Okay. Cool. So yeah, there it is. And of course, we have to build it still.
Yes.
So cool. This is where it gets interesting. So we have our environment variables in this. Oh, wait, it's the I. So if you ever need to see something, you can use that little I thing. So I need to first give it a URL, right? So we're going to do API, right?
Angel, can you zoom into Scotch?
Sure. How's that? Is that better?
Thank you.
All right, cool. So then we're going to do this. And then oh, there you go. We're going to do that. I just pasted in from the document. And now the project slug, we know that we need the version control. And that's where these environment variables come in really handy, right? So VCS, I think we named it that. And then, yeah, of course. Oh, no, don't send. All right, see? You should have gotten a weird 404. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice. So you see I sent the request, but it failed because, of course, there is no VCS thingy. And then we're going to have to put the handle or the org name, which is... I noticed that if you have to give it a space for it to... There you go. And it auto-completes for you, which is nice, too.
Yep.
And then we do one more for the repo name. Nice. And I think that's it, right? But let's go back to the documentation. But we want to do this branch thing. And let's go to the one I've been working with, which I have a couple branches. Yeah. Let's play with this test hashy Terraform one.
Okay.
Or wait, I think I created a branch for this. There it is. We'll just play with this one. Node.js Postman.
Okay.
Actually, we should just add that to our environment variable, right?
Why not?
Sorry. Yeah. Why not? So, oh wait. Of course, I want to edit, and it's cool that this is coming off of your cloud, right? So all these values are not being stored locally; they're being stored in the Postman cloud, right?
That's how I can access it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, but I mean that's why it's taking a little bit of time to pull it down.
That's a nice way of saying it. Yeah.
Yeah. No, because it kind of comes up, it's populated.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So we're just going to call this branch. Not burnt.
Burnt.
By the way, I'm the worst typist, whatever. But what's the name of that thing? I don't know what I call that.
Node.js-Postman.
Yes. Thank you so much. See, good memory. And yeah, all right. So we have a branch, so you don't have to mess with that value anymore. which is nice. I like to save typing or less work, right? And then we got to create a new key. So because the request needs a branch, double check. Yep, we're going to create that. Not there.
Branch,
all right, right. And then we can leverage again the environment variable, right? I like this feature, by the way. Like I never use this stuff. I always used to populate, and then you would have to change. Oh, such a pain.
Oh yeah.
It's very cool. Cool. So we have a static kind of branch. Great. I think we can just run it, right?
Well, I don't know.
All right, let's
find out.
Yeah, let's do it. Wait, what am I doing something wrong here? Let's see. API Insights, VCS, org name, repo. Let me make sure because I might be off. VCS, org name, repo.
So one way that I like to debug is to like look at the console, look at the raw stuff that Postman was sending. So if you go in the bottom left corner,
okay,
that third.
Oh, bottom left. I'm sorry.
Bottom left, yeah.
My other left.
This is the console, and it should have a history of all the network requests as well as any like log statements and stuff.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Just because I bet we have like an extra slash or something like that our eye's not picking up.
Yeah. Or it could be your capitalization that you talked about.
Oh, yeah.
That could be it too. I could have been just. Is it because it? Okay. Just takes a minute.
Probably because we're streaming. So if you expand that last request that you sent.
Okay.
And then you can see like the.
Oh, right. The response body.
Yeah. Well, we didn't get a response, but the request headers, does that look correct to you?
That's two insights. There you go.
Insights.
That's why. Yeah, it's right. 404. See this double whammy here? I gotta fix the environment variable.
Insights, yeah.
Yeah. Or actually, I just need to fix the. Yeah, I'll fix. URL? Yeah, the base URL. Yep. So, all right, how do I get out of this?
You can.
I'll just do this. Yeah, it's fine. Cool. So yeah, this needs to go away. I think. Yeah.
Okay.
And then. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So we took out one. All right. This should be good. This should do it. So let's try it again. Okay. What happened? Okay.
So the key I noticed your documentation had capitalization circle token.
Right.
Or key rather. I don't know how.
Right. But it's not giving an auth error. So here we go again. Oh. Okay. It's double whammied somehow. All right. I just need to fix the base URL. No problem. Or, I'll fix it here.
Yeah.
Because then, it makes more sense to me. So for those folks, just take this trailer off here and then we should be good to go. All right. One more time. Fire. Project not found. That's okay. I'm okay with that. So that means the project is the repo. Or project is, let's take a look. Let's take a look at the documentation.
I might have misspoke what the repo name was.
Yeah, that's okay. We'll just take a look one more time. No, you're all right. Node.js CircleCI. That's what we have, I think. Let's look. No, you did it right. You said it correctly. Let's take a look at the beautiful log. Punk data, Node.js, CircleCI, workflows. This looks right to me. Doesn't like. There you go. Project slug.
Is the authentic authorization correct?
Yeah, I think so. We can check, right? Is it up here? Or
So because you use the auth helper, if you go under headers tab,
okay.
or on the top.
On the top.
Yeah, this is the response headers, but if you scroll up on this page.
Oh, sorry.
And then go to the headers in the request. Yep.
There's nothing there, right? Because it's should be pulling from the top.
Automatically doing it at runtime. So click on that 7 hidden, that eyeball 7.
Oh yeah, there you go. Okay.
And then circle token, does that look correct to you? Is that what you're expecting?
Yeah. But let's take a look at the docs. Make sure we're authing correctly, but I think it would have given us a
error.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, because I mean we could. Yeah, you know what? You're right. You're right. It's supposed to be capital. Let's try it. Yep. You are correct. I can change it here, and that'll propagate up.
No, you'll have to do it where you set it, which is at the collection level.
And so that means here, and
edit.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, actually, that would have fixed it for that request, but it wouldn't. It would have been broken for the rest of them that are inheriting.
Gotcha. This is good to know.
Yeah.
And then T.
Wait, was it capital T as well?
I believe so.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, let's try this. Nope, 404 still. What is going on?
If anybody in the chat has an eagle eye and can help us debug, I'd be forever grateful.
I'm gonna get this.
Okay.
But yeah, that'd be great. Let's go back to the. Oh, where's the other debugger thingy?
You can open it again if
It's just further down the stack, I think. It's going into the right. Node.js workflows branch. So I think, but this one was complaining about this. Project slugs workflow. Something's not right. I bet you it's a simple, silly thing that I'm missing. API version 2. That's okay. All right, let's go back. Might be here all day. VCS, org name, repo, workflows, branch. And let me check that slug again. Is version control, org name, repo name.
Is the branch the same name as the repo name?
No. Ooh. Let's find out. No. Node.js, CircleCI. Okay. All right, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna break this just to see if it. Message not found. There we go. That's what I was looking for. This should give us. So this gave us no, I don't see the error here. Version 1.
If you command S your request, I can look at it on my instance a little bit more closely. Well, we could parallel debug.
Sure. Let me put this back, right? Because I think
the last line is missing the /gh/. Mikey says.
the last line where. Okay, let's go back. I sent another one. In the debug. Did you send one?
I didn't.
Oh, okay. I must have hit something. Yeah, see, he doesn't like this. Something's going on here.
Oh, it's there.
Yeah.
Thanks for your help, Mikey.
Let me see. I'm gonna do something here. I know that.
Is it the branch?
No. Oh. No. That should work. Let's change the branch. Let's try that. I to be fair, I haven't put any data in there. You know what? You might have a point there. Now that I'm thinking about it. Here. Let's grab the other branch. That has data for sure. That might be a problem. It's, you know what it is? I know what it is. I've never pushed a build to that branch, so there's no data. So it doesn't even see it until you push data to it. Yeah. So
it's just
that's
gonna
okay.
say oh.
Yeah. The reason, I know what's going on now. I totally know what's going on. All right. The reason is this data for insights is harvested. It's not immediate. You know what I mean? It's done like in a batch. I think maybe twice a day. So there's no data there, and it's not responding. So the API is not responding. That's a good. I'm going to write that down so give some feedback on that. So let's change the branch. That's what it is. I promise you. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So let's change this branch name to. Well, I got to edit. Thanks for pointing that out. I would have been scratching my head forever. Oh wait, I need to change this too, right? Just to update. Yeah. All right. This is it. I know we're gonna get it. Here we go. Ready? No. Come on.
Wait, hover over the branch. Let's make sure he's. Yeah. Oh, that's. No, you're good. Debug works too.
Yeah, something is not right here. Right. Let's see what kind of error. No, it's still giving me this crap. All right, hold on. I'm gonna let me change this out. I'm gonna put your screen in real quick. I'll be right back. I'm gonna check something out here. There's something funky going on.
Angel's doing secret stuff, so I'm gonna pretend like I'm doing work here. But you didn't save it, so I can't work on anything.
Oh.
I'll just talk. Go ahead. Go do your debugging.
Well, yeah.
So Angel's debugging, but this is the collection. This is the team workspace that we're in called CircleCI Postman. And I see Angel's collection. I see one request, but he didn't hit save, so I don't see anything. Let me see. Is authorization? Yep. So I see this set up. I have circle token. And he also shared the environment. So I can see the environment here and look at all of those secrets.
All right. I'm coming back. I think
Did you fix it?
I didn't fix it. I think I'm trying to just get all my bearings straight here. I think we have a problem with the URL maybe. So let's take a look.
This is the best kind of live stream, by the way. I love it. We're learning.
Yeah. I want to get to the action. All right. So we have this. I just want to make sure that this is all right, which I think it is. Let me see. B. Insights. Yeah, this should do it. Oh, what happened here?
Wait, you don't need insights, I don't think.
No. Let's see. All right, I'll defer to you on that one. We'll try it.
And get rid of that trailer like you did before.
Yeah.
While you're debugging, what else are you excited about? How we do the work.
All right. So but then you're gonna need it. I think. Let's try it. We'll fire that one off.
I'm sorry. I misspoke.
No, it's okay. We'll just add it here. The insights.
Sites.
All right. And then slash. We're gonna get this. You know what? I'm just gonna add it to the header. I don't know. It shouldn't be the problem though. Let me see something here. So I have an environment variable here. How am I doing headers? Yeah, C version 2, that's fine. Node.js CircleCI. All right, let's look at the headers on this one. Boom. All right, you know what? Let me just grab this. I think it might be an API key problem. So we'll just...
What if one of your coworkers took your token and just revoked it to be funny?
Nah, we got a good bunch of peeps. I'm glad you think that would be funny. All right, so we're going to populate that. So if I change that, will this change at all or no?
No, that won't change, but your version will just take the localist scope, which is in this case current value.
Okay. I have a feeling this key might be the problem and we don't have adequate responses or messaging. And voila, it was the API key.
Yeah.
So there you go. Like, this is part of what I can't tell you how many times I've had problems with APIs that have errors and don't respond well. So, hey, Mikey, if you know anybody in the API team, they need to do a little bit better with these auth tokens, or at least the messaging, because that's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Cool. So we got a good API key. Right. So this is great. We built our first one. And yeah, so as you can see, for this build, I did have, when your YAML or your build configuration files are jacked up from the start, like, it's not formed right, or you're missing critical keys in your pipeline, you're going to get what we call build errors. These are things that like crash the system. Let me see if I can find one in the dashboard to kind of show a visual of what that looks like. So yeah, I'm going to, this is garbage. So just get rid of that junk, right? Wow, that was terrible. Oh, I can't even spell delete. I'm all flustered from, I just can't stand those simple problems, but that's development, right? That's what sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to show a quick, like a build error, right? That's what we were talking about. So we're going to get out of that. So let me change the branch to the one we're using. And so, yeah, this is a history of all my builds for this project. And a build error is like, if I can find one. There you go. There's one. So I went too fast. Let me scroll up a little bit. Where'd it go? It was still loading when I was, there you go. So this is a build error. See the status here? So this means like I had a jacked up, key in my YAML, or something was missing. So there was 4 of them in total in the past, I think it's up to 90 days, right? So for performance metrics And yeah, there's some cursing in my Git commits, as you can see, but yeah, we all do that, I'm sure. So that's what this means. And if you look here, right, you have some data, and again, this is the overall performance data for this specific branch and of all the workflows in this project, right? So what that means is you have, like I said, pipelines, which are the top dog for a project, and then you have workflows, and you can have multiple workflows, and then you have a branch, right? That obviously the job is kicking off for a specific branch. And this is really cool because it gives you like some information, like these are all in seconds, by the way. So the duration minimum was 4, the maximum was 7, and 17, I mean. And then you have these like cool standard deviation, gives you kind of like the seconds that, right, in the difference between all the seconds and kind of an average. These are all averages, by the way. And then, of course, like this is what a lot of our customers like is the 2 credit usage, right? So the way CircleCI works is you purchase an allotment of credits, and then we deduct as you build based on a lot of different factors, right? So yeah, so this workflow has used 2,135 credits, and then and here's the window that it's measuring in. So it looks like yeah, wow, I used that many between. That's, I didn't think I was using that much. But anyway, yeah, so this workflow, right? And this is, by the way, this is a workflow called build test. So if you jump back over, yeah, these are the build test workflows, right? So if you want to see what this particular one did, for the most part, this is a job, and then the workflow is called build test, right? So if we jump back over to the data, you can see that workflow had failed 38 times, and then out of 48 runs, right? And then I was successful 5 times with it. So obviously I was developing this and then changing. I use these a lot to build out demos and stuff that particular project. So yeah, so you can see from this kind of aggregated data, a manager or a team can get some really useful insights into like overall, right? Like how is our team performing? You know, they can take a look at like, why are we having more, or, you know, if this was higher than, well, actually it is higher than a successful. So they can say like, wow, we have 38 failed runs. What's going on, right? The team can do an assessment, maybe, and I've seen this before where like people are like not trained in a certain stack. Maybe they've introduced a new library, people are not familiar with it. So, you know what I mean? These are kind of indicators for people to be like, wow, we have a problem with our team, because this should be, these success runs should be either on par or higher than the failed runs. And they get that way. I think, you know, for me, I see a trend, a pattern where when you first start building something, you know what I mean? Those success runs start becoming higher than the failed runs once things have kind of been worked out, right? So when you're initially developing something, those runs are the ratios should be looking like this, right? Like 30 failed runs versus 5 successful, and then they flip eventually, right? Over time, you fix those errors, and then your runs start going accordingly. Anyway, so that's the first insight. Now that we got the API key problem sorted out, I still want to take this out and put it in the
do it.
Yeah, in the, well, at least, yeah. Let me X that and then put a slash here and then fix the environment variable. So that way we know we're going to do the insight. Now, by the way, you can do this any way you like, right? If it's your own deal. And I just like to have it like that. So
it makes sense, especially if you're setting up this kind of configuration, just to have everything key value. Then you can like scroll down and like see like, right, oh, there's my issue.
I had, you know, the last time I did a live stream, Jack, yes, Jack, Joyce, I literally spent like almost 2 hours, I think it was, and it was an API key again. So I don't have any luck with these API keys. I'm telling you, I was so, anyway. I'm glad we were able to fix it. So cool, it works. I'm gonna save this one because this one's locked in, right? So cool. So let's build the next one. Let's grab the next one in the docs, which there's only 4 of them. So I think we should just build 2 since we spent a lot of time. Does that sound good? And then we can play with Newman a little bit.
Let's do it.
All right. So so we're getting summary metrics for a workflow. I like to, let's jump down to a different one. So that's the get summary. Let's see. We have metrics for a project, recent runs. Let's do get runs. Let's do the last one. That seems pretty fun. So I'm going to grab this one, which is just grab this whole thing here. The reason why I grab these 2 for the name is when I'm building it, I can kind of see, like what things those routes need, because they're different from your parameters, right? If that makes sense.
Yeah, it can't hurt.
Yeah. So let's go back to Postman. And I want to add a new one. So can I do that, I guess, from here? Yeah.
I think you can, or you could just save it. Add request.
Oh, yeah. But there's no like right click or something. Duplicate.
Well, okay.
Well, because most of it's there, right? And then I can just change this.
Yeah.
There you go. Nice. Now we can do, we already know Insight, right? Project slug, we got that. Workflows is there. Workflow name. So workflow name, I think it was called, let's go back to the workflow name that I have is build_test. Let's just see. Wow, this stream stuff really slows my connection. Yeah. Okay, cool. So yeah, it's called build test. And then we can, the one that we're playing with is a job. So that's GK deploy _app. Okay, cool. So yeah, so see how it says jobs here? So the workflow name is going to be build_test. And then we need a jobs. And then the last one was going to be GKE. What was it again? Deploy app. Yeah, I want to get some data on this job. So that API call will tell me, like, give me the stats on this particular job. How many times it failed? How many times it, all that metric data.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so that'll be cool to check out. All right, so let me grab that, and it's GKE_deploy. Oh, wait. Maybe I want to do the other one. I'm sorry. I like the other one. This is more of this one is a good one. GK create cluster. Okay. So what that workflow does is it creates a cluster, deploys the app once it's tested. And I know that one has some errors. Create cluster. Cool. So create cluster, and then go back one more. Make sure. Okay, cool. And so if I go against this, yep, job name there, and then the branch comes up.
I don't understand.
All right, Google.
Trying to help. Do we need the query parameter?
Yeah, we do.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, so I think we got everything. Let's send it. See what happens. Boom. Nice. So see, this kind of gives me all the
Success,
information,
failed.
right? Exactly, for every one of those in that workflow, for every one of those GK created jobs. See, yeah, I failed 22 seconds in the job. Now, if you have a success, it's a much longer period, right? See the seconds, which is cool. So at least I have two working kind of Insight APIs. Now, of course, right, you could create, there was a product called Build Tracker. And Build Tracker is basically they have a dashboard that goes against our API at CircleCI, and it shows insights, kind of, aggregates the data, and they do some manipulation to give their users or their customers some useful information on their builds. So that'll be cool to check out as well. But now we have two working collections, right? Do you think we want to add request? Do you want to add another one? What do you think?
It's up to you. This one was quick.
Yeah. Well, we got a working API key, right?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's see how quick we can do it.
All right. So let's go grab another one. Let's see. All right. So we got I think that was the last one, right? Yeah. So by the way, there's much more other things like, right, you could do a pipeline call. You can do things like, check on your pipelines. You can even trigger a pipeline, do all that cool stuff. And I believe, we're building anything with preview is kind of still being built because we're doing a version 2 of our API. So they're kind of, being tested. But at the end of the day, let's get to insight stuff, which I think we did the first one. All right, we're going to jump over down to grab the recent runs of workflows. I guess we could do that one. We'll just add one more just to have some flavor in there.
Okay.
And then, so I guess let's just duplicate this one again. We were having luck with that first one, right? So
yeah.
And that's the copy. I'll just change the and we already know it's a GET request, right? So, all right, cool. So all we have to do is on this one is add a workflow to the slug. So, what was it again? Build test _ test. I think that's it. Yeah. Send. Boom. Nice.
There you go.
So this will give us, right? Wow, I had 84. Is that 8? No, okay, 84 seconds. I was going to say that. I don't remember having that many failures. So right. So this is basically giving us the. Let me make sure I'm speaking correctly to this. The recent runs of a workflow. So and it goes at most 90 days return. So for a specific branch, right? It's because I did add this branch detail, and you can refine it, right? So this is a nice thing about it as well. You can say like, all right, give me only the information between a certain period of time. So if you have a team that's like, hey, we haven't been doing really well the past 2 weeks, you can figure out, zone in on what's going on and figure out which jobs are failing and then have a discussion about that. Cool. So now that we have all of this, I would like to see how we could leverage this using Newman, because we did a lot of back and forth manual, right? We've been pushing buttons and GUIs. I'm not a big fan of GUIs. It's fine when I'm doing development work like this.
Yeah.
But when I want to automate things, I should save these though, right? Before I do anything, so that you can have access to them.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see them now?
Yeah, I see them.
That's great. So now let's talk about this is all GUI. This is all fine. It's great. It's the way I used to develop things. But if I wanted to implement this, so let's say, all right, let's take the example of I have that Node.js workflow. If I have this, right, and I have a job that says maybe over here that says test the Insights API, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Obviously, there's a GUI. We're using the GUI. We don't want to use a GUI, right? And oh wait, does someone? Oh wait, yeah, Isaac. Yeah. So there's a question. I'm sorry. Before I continue down that road.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're using Postman to get data from CircleCI's API, Insight API. That's correct. Yes. And what I'm going to show now, though, is this is an existing project. So if I wanted to add a job here that would leverage your Newman client, right? So we have a GUI. The Postman is the GUI, and then Postman has a twin that's in a client form.
Yep.
That's called Newman.
Yeah. So
Or
right
a
now,
CLI form. Sorry.
CLI form. Yeah. So right now, Newman would run your 3 request collection and just run it, and you could get
Right.
200 okay, you could get 404 not found, whatever. It's just gonna run it. It's just gonna. It's only as smart as you tell it to be. So we need to write some tests.
Got you.
And by write tests, I mean push a button.
So why don't we switch to your screen, right? Since you have everything.
Yeah.
And then let me jump. I guess you're sharing. I'll drop, or I'll add you in. I guess. There you go. And then yeah, I'm done. All right. So this is your screen.
Yeah.
So let's show us how to.
This looks exactly like your screen because we're in the same. In fact, I see you right here.
Hey.
Yeah.
Who's that handsome devil?
Who's that handsome devil? And because you shared your environment, I have access to all of your environment variables. So if I hit send, oh no! What happened? Is it the API key again?
No, that's the right. Yeah. There's 2 different ones. Let me double check on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So all you need to do is just make sure the same value is in initial and API keys.
But it is. They're both the same on my screen.
Okay. So let me just take. It looks like they're different here. See how this one ends in E5 and this one ends in something else. Let me just go ahead.
Let me take it out and then I'll put it back in again. How's that? Like erase them, and does that work?
I think I updated it correctly.
Oh shit!
Oh, yeah.
Sorry. I did too. Sorry. I'll put them back in. All right, here we go. Let's try it again. I got it. Oh.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look. So I should be able to see real time what Angel's doing.
Yeah, that's the cool fancy things that I didn't know what they were doing. All right. So
do you have it the way you want it?
Yeah, it's ready.
Okay, so now when I go in to look at the values, I see one that ends in E5 and I see one that ends in E5 in current.
Yep, you're good.
So hopefully that's the right
API
key. Oh no, what's happening? What's happening?
Everything was working.
Is it working on your machine?
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna fire it real quick. Yeah, it's doing it. We're hitting a limit.
We shouldn't be anywhere close to a limit, but it might just be paternalistic. So you're using the one ending in E5?
Yeah. Yes.
You know what's weird? While you were working and you had already saved it, it was working on my machine. Do you think it's it's not like what? Why? Why is this happening?
All right. So I guess
you know what? I don't need this to be working. And this is perfect. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Let's do it.
So all I'm going to do is write the tests. And what kind of tests do you want? You just want to make sure that things are still alive?
Yeah, like a 200, right? Like we're getting does that sound great? Good?
Can we switch to your screen for 1 second? And I'll show you one way that I think is helpful, especially when I don't have a functional API key. So you already hit the send and we're looking at this response. Can you click on the right side, the orange save response?
Yes, right here.
Yeah. So go ahead and hit that and save as example. Okay. So all that does is, and then you can
nice.
Hit save example up there on the top right.
Okay.
So now in our shared instance of this collection, I can see what the server response would look like, even if my key is not working.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. So I'm on my. Yeah.
This is it saves the response data, right? So
correct.
So you have that's nice, and then it gives you the wow, cool. So you could change this as well, right?
Yep. In fact, if you didn't have a server yet, you could mock.
Right.
The response. Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't have that back then. I literally built my server while I was playing with Postman. So it's awesome.
Okay, we can either switch back to my screen or you can.
Yeah,
I can talk you through how to write a test.
I'm putting you in.
Okay.
You're the master.
Put me in, coach. Put me in.
Yeah.
Okay, so here I am with a non-functioning, I'm not able to interact with the server, but because you saved that example, I can go to this example and be like, okay, well, this is what the response body looks like, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if I'm like, I see 200, okay, is the HTTP status code. I
Right.
see all the insights that you talked about earlier. And if I wanted to write a test that said, oh, if there's failures, then something failed or whatever. So a Postman test, I'm going to go ahead and back out of this.
Right.
Let's just go, I don't know. Like in the documentation, there was something that was like get latest runs or something.
Oh, you want to go back to that? Oh, wait, your screen's up, but
I have that one. Get recent runs.
There you go.
So I would like just so I can remember.
Can you expand that a little bit?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the get recent runs. The last, I think this was the last request you added to the collection, correct?
Yes. Oh, the second from the top. Sorry.
This one?
Yes.
Get recent runs?
Yes.
Was the third request?
That was the last one we did.
Okay.
So it's sitting, if you look at it, let me just make sure.
It goes /workflows.
Yeah, I think it's the second one.
Okay. So Angel,
the second one in our list. Mm-hmm.
When you came here and you said you like seeing it in this format because you're able to like line it up right there.
Right.
That's perfect. But for me, I'm like, what's /insights /project slug / whatever.
Yeah.
So I would actually call it,
Go ahead. Go for it. Go ahead.
Because you said you like having it that way, I'm just going to put it here. And then that way I can at least remind myself like, okay.
Oh, I see. No, but you can change that. It's okay.
I don't want to, you're original author and I don't want to.
Oh, thank you.
Okay. So now if I hit send, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get a project or message not found 404 because my API key isn't working for some reason. Maybe it's permissions. Maybe Angel just created the secret dummy key to say that he gave me permission, but he's really not. But I can see what the example looks like that is working on your side. And I anticipate that we should have a 200 okay, right?
That's right.
Okay, so under the tests tab, I can interact with the API, but if I want to run tests in a CI pipeline, then I probably want to write some tests. And I think if I'm like going to write tests here, we find one that says, do you see one that says 200? Status code is 200.
Mm-hmm.
So I click on that one, and then this is what a test in Postman is.
Nice.
So you can do some setup and some teardown under these tabs, but a test is just going to assert against the server response. Here's your status code.
Right.
It contains these properties. You don't have failures over whatever. And in fact, if I want to write plain JavaScript, I can say if Angel spent too many tokens, right?
Yeah.
Then you can actually call it different. You can trigger something in a pipeline or something. It's all API based. So we are not going to write anything that sophisticated here. We're just going to check, are you alive? 200 okay. So now when you hit send, I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now, Angel, do you want to hit that? You should see this. Switch over to your screen.
Yep, I'm going to do that.
On the second request.
Oh, wait, I'm showing, right? Is it me? Yeah, it is me.
Yeah.
Since you left, I was already in. Okay, cool. All right, so the second request, and then we're going to look at the test sometime. There we go. And then from there, I don't see it.
Oh, no, there's a conflict. Can you close that tab and then open it again?
Oh, okay. Oh, because I had it open? I got you.
Potentially.
Well, that's what happens when you collab. There you go. Nice.
So now hit send.
Mm-hmm. Boom.
And that tab, that's 1 out of 1 test results. Click on that one on the bottom.
Bottom. Here you go.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So status code is 200. That is a test, the most simple test you could possibly write in Postman. Are you alive? And because you have 3, requests in this collection, you can either poke that button and insert, copy and paste it, but go ahead and copy these 3 rows of code to your clipboard. Yeah. And then go to the collection details again.
Oh.
Yeah, so the 3 dots, edit.
Wow, you can put them in a higher level.
And then put it in test, yeah.
Nice, I like this. Yeah, you have no idea how useful this would have been for me like 10 years ago. I'm telling you, this is amazing. It really is. Wow.
So now we have tests running after every request in this collection. So if you have one that's going to return 201, that's going to fail because we're asserting that we're returning 200.
Oh, so can you, how would we, the 301s, 30, right? Yeah. Okay. So how would you write a test to, let's say, I don't know, figure that out? Wait, because it's up here, right?
Yeah. At the level. So that's like behind the scenes it's going to run. But here, the assertions on row 2, this is chai.js. So PM response to have status 200. But if you want to assert 200 or 201, then you
or like an array block, a block of them, right?
Yeah. So one of these good status codes.
Yes, Isaac, we can apparently we can add, hey, why don't we just do that? Can you change the collection?
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Wait, but what do we, you see that it returns 200. You're going to fail if you assert something else.
I mean, can you have like a, or I guess or statements?
Yeah. I think you can do comma 201.
Oh, okay. So
Isaac knows. There you go.
There you go. All right. No, that's what I'm saying. So this is normally, I don't know this library. That's why I'm asking. I'm assuming PM is Postman, right?
Yeah, it's the Postman, but then that other syntax is just chai.js.
Right. So this is just the module, and then
it's
the
a
functions.
Sandbox. Yeah, it's a Sandbox module.
Nice. Cool. So let's see if we run the complete thing, then I can get rid of this then, right here, or no?
You can. Yep.
We don't need it.
Nope.
All right, and I'll save it. So, all right, what's next? This test is test.
The test is tested. That was hard work.
But I mean, like, it's going to run for all of them. So can I run like a batch?
Yeah. Go ahead and run the batch. That flyout.
This here, and then
blue run. Yep.
Nice. And then you open a new kind of.
Yeah, it'll take another 5 minutes to open this window too.
It's okay.
So interestingly, when people ask about automation in Postman, this is what they think of because they've written their tests.
Right.
You can come in here and push, and if you have 600 requests, you're testing them all.
Yeah. That's not good. But this is
better than nothing.
Oh, no. Yeah. But I mean, yeah, you're right. Yeah. I see what you're saying. So there's no way to kind of, that makes sense. But I see people do collections, not maybe, if you have 600 calls, I mean, that you should make groupings of calls, right? Like your collection should not be one with 600 requests. That's not cool. So
you've selected, right now we have your Insights API collection. You can see the 3 requests on the right.
Mm-hmm.
And the way we've written, the way we haven't written any code, it's just going to execute in waterfall order. And you're running it against this environment called CircleCI Insights. And go ahead and run it.
All right.
Watch us get a failure.
Boom, no.
Yeah. So the 3 requests run, and you have 3 tests, and those are those indented green bits. Status code is 200.
Yeah. Nice. Look at that. So we got a question here from Mike.
Mikey, does Postman exclusively work with chai.js? Would someone be able to use something like Mocha? Chai.js is the underlying inbuilt assertion library, but you can write anything in JavaScript. And there are other inbuilt libraries like chai.js, not Mocha, but other JavaScript libraries.
But I think if you write your own test in your code base, right, you could use a reporter like Mocha, or no?
I don't know if there's a community reporter for.
Yeah, there is.
for Newman, I mean.
Oh,
to
Newman, I
run it.
don't know. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Automation complete. We're done.
Well, no, we're doing it manual, right? These are all. Now I want to run this thing in Newman. How much? Where are we at on time? So I think it stops at 5, right? Or 5 my time, your time. 2, yeah. All right.
I don't know how time works.
All right, so I'm going to close this since that was cool. We got our passing tests. We know that API key works. All right. Now, so let's just jump over this way. So again, maybe we want to add a job here, but the first thing we got to do is get Newman up and running, right? So tell me, how does Newman get installed on my machine?
On your local machine.
Yeah.
On your local machine, you can npm install it. Npm install Newman.
Okay. Let me just blow this up here, or try it again. All right. Here we go. Can everyone see that?
Yep.
All right. Cool. So it's npm install. I'm going to do it group level, and then g Newman, right? Like that.
Yep.
All right. Cool.
And so we're installing this on your local, but if you were to run this in your pipeline, you would just need to install it in your CI environment too. The same.
Yeah. So there would be a job. We have an orb, so we'll have to check out the orb.
Okay.
I don't know if that installs it, right? Like,
hopefully.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. Hopefully. All right. Cool. So then I would do like Newman. Oh, I think we already went through this. Gee. And then V, right? Just to be sure. I have a command line working. Awesome.
Okay.
Nice. Cool. So we know that's working. So Joyce, yeah, how would I go about automating what we just did?
Yeah, so you can either export, you said it earlier, a collection the format is a JSON file. So you can either export a manual JSON file, you can email it over to me and then I can run it.
No, I want to call your API because I already have an API key from Postman.
Okay, yeah, that's the better practice. So if you were never going to touch that collection again and the tests were written and you were done, like your job is done, then you can run the JSON file. Otherwise, use the Postman API to retrieve that collection.
Okay, so how? Let's talk about. I know it's Newman run, right? Something like that.
Yeah, Newman run either the JSON file or it's going to be the entire Postman API.
Well, what I need to get. So let's take a look at your docs, right?
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Or you can just go to Postman and pull it in if you don't want to read docs.
Oh, I can?
Yeah.
Oh. So where would I get I need 2 things, right? The environment ID and the collection ID.
Correct. So go to the top left orange button on the plus part.
Over here.
Left. Yeah.
Sorry. Again, my military, right?
the plus part.
Plus.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay.
And then tab over to API network. Across
the top.
Yeah, I know it's
sorry.
And then search for Postman.
So this is a collection of collections.
This is right? A collection of collections. Yeah. So go ahead and pull
no. CyberArk. Okay. Let me go back one. Sorry. Okay, this one.
That one.
Okay.
And pull in Postman API with the orange run and Postman button.
Oh, so this will add that to a new collection to this workspace, right?
Yes. And you know what I would love to see in this API network is if CircleCI had a nice collection of your Insights API.
Mikey will get right on it.
Mikey.
Actually, that might. There he is. Look, and done. See?
Ooh.
Actually, I think I already did most of it. Right? All right. So wow. Okay, here we go. And now.
So now you can get all collections. you're going to need your Postman API key.
Which I don't want to show here, right?
Well, it's up to you.
No, I don't want to show it.
Do you want me to drop my API key in there
It
for
won't.
you?
Do you have like one that can be thrown away?
It's associated. Like the only thing I have in this team
That's
is
all right. I'll just use the one I got.
Go get it.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me see. I know I put. And let's see, grep. Does that look familiar?
Business, yeah.
All right. It's gonna. I know it's recorded. I'll wipe them all out. All right. So I have my key. Should I put an environment variable up here with it?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. And we're gonna call this. I'll just call it PM.
I think it has to be. We have a placeholder for it. I think it's Postman _ API _ key.
Oh, I see. So from the system.
It's already in the collection, I think.
Okay, got you. And then paste it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool. Done.
Update.
All right, we're done there.
Okay.
All right. And then I just say all collections because I want the ID for all of them, right?
Yep.
And then boom.
Okay, so now Insights API, right?
Yeah.
So get the UID for that.
Yes, that's the one we were working with. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then go to the.
Oh, sorry.
we actually the syntax for Newman is that you have to pull the entire URL. So go to the next request single collection.
Okay. Okay.
And then paste in that UID.
Up here.
Yeah. And then one more little bit. So normally you could take that entire URL, go under the headers tab.
And post. Yeah.
So see how there's a header called XAPI key with the Postman API key?
Yeah.
Another way to do it is to include a query parameter.
Yeah.
So add a query parameter, and this one's API key, all lowercase, one word. API key, and then the value, yeah.
Which is the Postman. That one, right?
Yeah.
Is it that? Okay. And that's it.
So that entire URL.
Right.
Is what you need to Newman run. Yep,
I know. I saw something like that I was researching and I saw that people were having issues with.
But I don't have issues with what?
We have to have this to make it work for some reason. The Newman URL.
You need, well, otherwise I can access your stuff, right?
Yeah. No, yeah. But I'm saying that but this is good because we can put this in a environment variable inside of Circle. Anyway, should I run? Right?
Yes.
Fire it?
Go ahead.
Cool. Got you. So we're building out. I got you. Nice. There it is.
So this is the JSON that you're going to be using in Newman.
Mm-hmm. Now, so when I make this request, does it also run my tests as well?
It does.
And so if one of those tests fail, does Newman exit 0 or does it? You know what I mean? Like, so in the CI world, a test or a job either passes or fails. And, if I make a Newman API test job, I know I saw something about bail, a flag called bail.
Bail.
In Newman?
I've done it a couple ways. I believe it returns a failure code, but if you were to write like a bash script or something, then you would just say how you want that. I can't remember exactly which one it.
All right.
Or how it exits.
Let's get it to work first, and then we'll.
So you still need the environment.
Yes.
Jason.
So should I save this as something else, or right?
Yeah, that whole thing needs to go into your.
I'm just gonna save as and call it. We'll just we're gonna call this just get insight collection, right? Something like that. Okay. Cool. And then we're gonna save it to. Yeah, we'll save it to the insights. No, to the what was the other one? The other API. This one, Postman. Collections. Okay. Yeah, I like that.
Okay.
And now, same deal with environment variables, right?
Yeah.
And then we're gonna have to do.
That'll work with your header the way it is now.
Oh, it will. So I just send.
Yep. Just because you're not copying the entire URL.
Got you. And then
you'll need the UID.
Which one is the one? Insights. Yeah, this guy. Yep. Right here. Boom. And then we need to do a single.
Yep. And then this one, you'll need the query params API key.
It's all right. And we can send, yeah?
Yep.
Boom.
There it is.
It's this. Is it this ID or the UID?
It's going to be this entire URL.
Oh, right. Of course. Yeah, that's right. So let me just save this as well.
Okay.
That's the nice thing about these. When you get them to work, you can save them.
Yeah.
It's like great. All right, cool. So I'm going to call this get insights environment, right? Mm-hmm. Cool. And then I'm going to add this to. Is it? No. Postman environments. Where are you?
It's a very small window. Yeah, environments.
I know. Well, I have it zoomed in too, so
yeah,
it's not quite. All right, I think environments. Okay. So now we have that. Great. So these are the URLs that we're going to need, right?
Yep.
Perfect. Now, so we have. So what we've done is we've just to kind of recap. We've created these. We're using the Postman to go against Postman to get the values out of this environment, number one, because we're going to need them in the Newman tool. And then because we're going to run this collection of Insight APIs. And then we need the environment. That's what we just did, got the environment URL. So this is what we're going to use in Newman, which should be self-explanatory once we get into the demo. And then we also created a call in to get the collections for this API or this Insights API collection as well. I know it sounds confusing, but I think it'll make sense in a minute. Was that right?
I think that's right.
All right, cool. All right, so what we're going to do now is jump into a terminal. Does that smell right to you? Let me find here we go. So now that we have Newman, so now you're going to have to guide me through this. So Newman run, I know that, right? And then the collection.
The collection URL, and right now it has curly braces placeholder for a Postman API key. So I'm not sure if you want to paste that in. Yeah, how do you handle that?
I have it already in my environment variable.
Ooh, okay, all right.
On the host machine. So yeah, all right. Wait, no. Collection first, right? And then we want to get this.
Yep.
All right, I'll just grab it from here because I already know. Just grab the whole thing. All right, cool. So wait, is it? There we go. And then I paste.
Yep.
Then from here, I need to just replace all of that mush with another mush. I think I have a Newman. Yeah, there you go. Newman API key. Let me go one less. No, I guess not. Let me go. All right. I think that's fine. Let me try this again. Control V. No, that's not good.
Oh no.
All right, let me just cancel that out. Clear. All right, let's try this again.
Can you like go down a couple rows? It's right under the CircleCI thing, and I really want to see your syntax for how you're fucking. Okay, thank you.
All right, no worries. And then Newman. Right again. Newman run. Then we throw the collection URL
Correct.
that we captured, which is that. And then I just need to provide. So the reason why I'm backslashing all this is the host machine that I'm running on has an environment variable. So I'm going to use that instead of, Newman API key. This is in my ZSHRC file on my computer here. Now the next step is what? We need to throw the environment key.
So -E.
Right, for
flag.
the environment. And then we got to go back and get that, which is scroll down, this one. And the reason why we're getting these URLs is, number one, you have to hit their API. And number two, this ID number is really important. Otherwise, it doesn't know what to call, right? So that's why you had to kind of jump through all those hoops.
Yeah.
Which is cool that you showed me this, because I was going into the dashboard and clicking on everything and capturing the URL from like
from the browser.
Yeah. So
Which
there you go.
It's another way.
Yeah. So like, but now I know, right? I'm glad that we kind of went through this. All right, cool. So now I just paste this. And again, I need to do my Newman.
And the reason why we're retrieving it by API, just to doubly say this, is because the JSON file could change. And instead of having to manually export it and then like load it into a local environment, local area folder, this allows you to just pull in the most recent version.
Right. And that's one thing I noticed. There is no way to programmatically export your JSON file, through the GUI, right? You have to point and click. And this is, why I kind of wanted to do it this way as well, to learn a little bit of tricks, because, right, the other way would be you can go into the GUI. And how would I do that export? Is it through here?
3 dots, yeah.
And then export.
Correct, yeah.
And what that does, gives you an option to export it into a JSON file, and it'll live locally on this machine. So for CI/CD, that's not a good, see, it'll create this.
And some folks push it to like their source control and then pull it from source control, but this is, there's a lot of ways to skin this cat, and this is one of them.
So I think we're good, right?
I think this will work.
Yeah. So let's run it and see what that looks like. No matches found. What happened? What? Z8? Oh, gosh. Let's see. Let's try this again. Newman API key. Oh, I know.
What?
It's there. It's saying right here. All right. You know what? Let's try. No, that's there. It's spitting out my key. Let's try this again. Let's look at the command again. Newman run. This is the collection. And then the API key's there. Let me try something here. Maybe get some room. Doesn't like this for some reason.
What does that mean, no matches found, for that? The collection. Why is it highlighting the collection?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Good question. It's Mac.
I just transitioned from Bash over to ZSH. Like, Do you think it would work if we didn't pull it in as a variable?
We could try. Let's try it this way. Let me just take this out and see if it even just gives us any weirdness. Let's try this. Key. Yeah, I don't know what that means. All right. All right, let's try it. But it's getting the variable, you see?
Yeah, and it worked in Postman when we retrieved it, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, quotes. I was gonna do that. Thanks, Mike. That was my next step. Yeah, he's got a good point there. Oh gosh. Gotta love this. It works on my Linux box, no problem. All right. That's Apple for you. Next time I'm just going to log into my Linux machines. There you go. Looks like that was it. Maybe. Hey.
Hey.
Wait, we got some.
Status codes.
It's 200. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Wait, 3 failed. 3 assertions failed.
Well, you did 3, so.
See how they said 404 not found? So like what you're seeing here is the CLI output. There's a GET request going to that. Yeah, and so they failed.
That means it's not seeing the. Let me try taking the quotes off of the API key. That's probably what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, it's got to be it.
What, you're doing quotes because of the $sign, or what?
No, because I think ZHS is pretty strict about characters compared to Bash. So you see what I did? Let's try this. No, but I don't know. The 404.
It ran them. It ran them.
There we go. It did run them. That's right. You're right. So it didn't matter. But the assertions are failing. Why?
404 not found.
All right. That's not right. Is it? All right. Let's go back to our thing. Where is it? Oh, here we go. So we ran these tests, right?
We did. So the way so you're running now from the command line.
Mm-hmm.
So the way to debug is you can have log statements, but you can already see in the CLI output like what was sent, the raw, like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, or you can like log statements if you know like what might be wrong.
But should we run this again or no? Does it matter?
Are we sure that was the right environment? There's only one called Insights API, and there's only one environment called CircleCI Insights.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so let's find out. Get Insights environment. Well, right. So this is the one. Yeah, CircleCI Insights. If we look here, yeah. So this was the one, but maybe is that the right ID though?
It's the whole URL. So
right.
Yeah.
The UUID is here. Right.
Yeah, but it's returning the right one.
Mm-hmm. I see what you're saying. And then we got
you've forsaken us.
Can we run? I saw something. Maybe you can tell me, but oh wait, this is that, right? So this will give us that last error.
No, that's in the Postman app. We'd have to go to the CLI to output anything if we want.
over here to Newman. Okay.
Yeah.
How are we doing on time? All right, I got 15 minutes to fix this.
We better wrap it up.
All right. Okay, so expected response.
So why are we getting 404? Mikey believes in us. Scroll up a bit just so we can see it when it's running. So
Sure.
it's going to, like the last one, it's going to the right place.
Yeah, these look legit. I mean, it wouldn't even access the right. It wouldn't even access the environment if these were not right. Like this is actually running, but the assertion is wrong for some reason. It executed. These don't fail. The last one is the one that's failing, though.
Sorry, that's a summary table. So,
okay.
Yeah, so every one of them is failing.
But it's not showing here. I don't know. Okay.
So the way I would debug this, like it's up to you. This is your
No,
show.
no,
We have a ton of. We don't have a ton of time. I would actually export the JSON file, try it in Newman, see if it runs. Is it an issue between like how something is pulling in?
Oh,
is it an issue? Is it an issue with the environment? Is it reading like the right?
Gotcha. So let's see. So I already have the file somewhere, right?
Did you export it?
I did. Where would it? Well, I guess it would live. Shit, where would that live? I don't know where I put it. All right, let's try it again.
So from the GUI, you export the collection JSON.
Yep. For which one?
The Insights API.
Oh, the whole thing. Yeah. Okay.
So the 3 dots.
3 dots, not the
export.
Yep.
And then remember where you save it.
Yep. In documents. Great.
Okay. Save. And then you need to export the environment too.
Okay. And that's up here?
In the gear icon.
Gear. This one.
I think, yeah.
Okay.
Documents.
Same place. Cool. All right. Let's go and I know where they are, so cool. So let's clear all that. All right, and then Newman run.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do I do? An F-F? Or is it
just the path to the
okay.
file?
Shit, what was it called? What do we call that stupid thing?
Insights.
There it is. All right.
You're showing us your junk drawer.
Yeah. It's all appropriate stuff, I promise. All right. So Newman, we're going to get this to work before. It may not be in a pipeline, but I'll get it later. This is great, though. I totally dig it. Oh, wait. Of course. Stop. Yeah. Ooh. And then Insights. There you go. And then -E for the environment. And then we're going to do a boom, boom. And then it's
circle.
Oh, yeah, nice. And that's it.
Let's see.
It looks like it.
Status code is 200. Okay, so now we've at least wait.
Yeah.
No, 404. 404.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've winnowed it down to there is something wrong with what is being run. So we can go into Newman GUI to look.
Okay. Should we run those tests again in here, or?
I would. And then the other thing I would check to
Mhm.
make sure is that we have current and initial are the same.
Oh yeah, right. We had that problem before.
Switched it a bit.
Yeah, they look pretty good. Yep,
Okay.
looks good.
You want to
All
run
right,
it in the
so
runner?
yeah, I know it was telling me 25 runs.
It's 25 requests. It's because I
25.
made you pull in the Postman API.
Oh, I see. I see.
It's annoying, but it won't stop you.
Gotcha. Yeah, I know when we're on freemiums, you know how that goes sometimes.
Yeah.
And that's okay.
If anybody in chat knows what our issue is, please help because I have to go to the bathroom soon.
Hang in there. All right. So, yeah, we've got everything we need, right? Just run this bad boy.
Yes.
And see what happens. This is bullshit.
Okay. So this is running.
Yeah.
The next thing we could do is do like log statements, like why is there a discrepancy? And there are differences between running something locally in the Postman app versus, on Postman Cloud versus from the command line. But we're not running up into any of these.
Mm-hmm. I see. You know the little issue,
differences,
right?
yeah.
How about, can we log in this test that maybe? Well, we wrote the test at a higher level, right? So let's take a look.
Did, and we see them running. We see that it's still status code is 200, but we're still getting 404 back. Why are we getting 404 is the question. Because we can see in the CLI output, we're getting 404.
Right.
It's not a test issue.
And we're getting data back. I mean, like, it's authorizing, so that's not a problem, right?
Is there anything specific about the Insights API that would matter?
Not that I'm aware of. I'm very new to it as well, so let's take a look and see just to be sure. But this looks pretty clean to me. This is the jobs one. This is the. And this is saying test scripts are 4. Is that right?
There's 4 areas where you've written something as a test script. Although we should only have 3 because didn't you delete?
Yeah, I thought so. But we can check. Maybe that's the hang up.
Well, it should just run 2 tests that say the same thing.
Right. Okay, I see what you're saying. I think it was this one that we did it. Yeah, it's gone.
You know what's interesting? I wonder if this is an issue with the Insights API key because I'm still thinking about why I can't access. I'm getting 404 when it's message not found. It's the same server response as when I'm running it.
Gotcha. Well, let's see if we can make a new one real quick while we're here. Why the hell not? Let's see. I need to go to the
If anybody's an expert on the Insights API, please help with my API key.
Mikey works with us.
If Mikey thinks that, then I wonder why. Because Angel, when you were working on it, I was able to push the button and I was able to see insights. And now for some reason, I'm getting 404.
Maybe it's one of those jokers that you were talking about at Circle.
Maybe it's like I'm coming from a different IP and it's detecting fraud.
But see, oh wait, you know what? Let me try this. Try it at a different level. But see, I don't have. Yeah, there's no APIs. It's usually. It's new UI, by the way. They updated this thing, and
I saw you guys had a new. It's very nice looking.
Yeah, it's cool. I just not familiar with a lot of them.
I know.
I think it might be in this one, the org settings, so I can get the API. But no, this is where I was. Interesting. Let me see if I can. How about here? No, that's just to change the settings. So let me go back to the old UI. I know where to find it there.
I'm going back to another API key that you gave me earlier, and that one's working for me.
The different one?
Yeah, like you gave me one to play around with, and I'm getting 200 OKs back. But the one you just gave me is still 404.
Huh. All right, let's see. So everyone's getting to see what it looks like in CircleCI. Wait, that's not right. What did they do? I want my API dashboard. Wait, so what does the one that you're working with end in?
The key that works?
Yeah.
It ends in E5.
E5. Let me make sure that I have.
The old one I was using ends in E5. Oh, wait, that's the new one.
Yeah, that's the new one. I'm refreshing. Maybe it needs a sync on my machine from everything.
654 E5.
I'm going to send a request to make sure it's working. And my tests are working too, right? So body, yeah. All right, so the environments are good. So why is this bombing? Are you sure we're getting the right? It's not, yeah.
Yeah, it's 404. So the log statements I was talking about is if you
Right.
want to do like console log pm.environment.get circle token, or but you see it. You can actually
Yeah. So in test script. All right, where are we at on time? Oh, we got 1 minute.
Yeah.
Well, I think, we got as far as we're going to get. I'm going to run this one more time and see. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Let me see one more time. I don't think it's an API key thing, though, because that key works.
But it's not working for me.
It's not working now?
No, that one, it wasn't working for me. That's why I suspect it's something about permissions or agent.
That B, the one that's in the environment's not working, but the old one is, you're saying?
It's the same API key. I don't know why, but I just looked at it. It's the same one.
Yeah. And but it works for you now that you were having a problem with, or no?
No, I don't know how you set the permissions and scopes up, but that key works on an old collection. It does not work on today's collection.
Gotcha. Okay. So then maybe that's the problem. Why do I keep looking at the same thing? Go back. Wow, this stream really sucks up some bandwidth on the computer. Normally this stuff zips right through on my box.
You're on Mac though, right?
Yeah, but I need a boost. Oh wait, I know. This is part of the problem. I need to check my. Here we go. And that could have been another issue, but okay. So let me go here and find the one that we're playing with. This one. Or I could have clicked on that. I know I shouldn't be going back to the old version, but this is baffling, right?
That's why it lets you toggle back and forth. It's good.
Yeah. Okay, API permissions. Let's see. But all right. There used to be an overall kind of setting for APIs, and this, yeah, it looks like they're blocking certain things. And this is part of the new UI, I can tell. Anyway, all right. So let's see if we can make a new one. I don't know. What the hell?
Did
What do we
Jeremy
have
end the stream?
No, it's still going. He's just saying goodbye to everyone.
He's starting to play the music to get off the stage.
Hey man, you can bounce if you want, dude. We're gonna look one more time. I'm gonna try one more time if I can't get it to work with this thing.
One more time.
One more time. All right, let's give it all. And then we're gonna say kill this. All right. All right. And then what I'm interested in seeing is if that shows again. It does. Oof. All right. All right. Let's go back to Postman. And then jump into environments and then edit, of course. Point and clicks, the worst. Wait a minute. Is this okay? That's good, right? Why is it could this be the problem? There was like an enter button in there.
Gosh, what if that was it? No.
Yeah. No.
It's still, we saw the thing that it was calling.
That's true. Oh wait, shit.
What?
All right.
There's so much pressure. I have to go to the bathroom so bad.
Go.
No, we're gonna get this. We're gonna get this.
All right. All right, let me do this. I'm going to rename this to something else, like 0. I create a new one. Circle, and then token.
Extra typo.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. All right, I'll fix that now. All right. This has to work. And I need to refresh.
Enhance.
Yeah. All right. So send this. Yeah. So there's something funky.
It's not working for me.
Going on. Yeah.
API keys, why have you forsaken me?
Well, I've pretty much run out of steam, so but yeah, I think there's something sinister going on here behind the scenes. I'm not sure.
It's a little bit soul crushing that we didn't get something to work at the very end, but I feel like we went through a lot of layers and we were able to learn I learned about the Insights API, and now I want to go back and write a sophisticated flow to like alert myself when Angel spends too many tokens.
I told you the last time I had a problem was with API tokens. But wait a minute. So I'm going to do one more test.
Uh-huh.
So there's something going on either with yeah. So let's edit this one. All right, of course. I got to get rid of all these tokens now. Probably someone's hacking my account. All right. So And then let's go back to this one. I forgot I had that little checkbox, so could have used that. There's something funky going on. Mike, you got any ideas?
I believe I can fly.
All right. Let's shoot this one. Boom, it works. So that, yeah. All right. Well, we know, anyway, we outlined how you can leverage Newman. I want to try one more time this one. I know my API keys to, I wish I had more help. No.
404.
Yeah. All right. I think we've exhausted. I'm going to have to peel back the onion with our team and figure out if it is an API key thing. But I think we could do a part 2, and once we get this Newman business sorted,
yeah,
we can add a layer pipeline, right, to a pipeline using Newman. Right?
Yeah, and I wanna work more with the Docker, Newman and Docker, and maybe do something a little more sophisticated. I haven't spent a lot of time doing that, so I'd love to learn more.
Yeah, so look for a part 2. I'm down. So
yeah.
All right, thank you, Joyce. It was a pleasure. I had a lot of fun, and I'm gonna let you go so you can go to take care of business.
Yes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna take care of business.
And everyone, thanks for joining us and hanging in there with us. I hope it was educational. I mean, I learned a ton. And of course, I'm having a really bad track record with API. So yeah, hopefully that string of luck will turn around for me at some point. But again, thanks a lot for showing up. And yeah, we'll let you know if there's a part 2.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
All right, bye.